Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Beautiful world. How are you guys doing? Beautiful world. Mic check. How you guys doing today? And so we are going to follow up on the conversation that the real estate conversation that I started early on. I'm going to continue from the conversation that I started earlier on, right? And so earlier on, we talked about we talked about uh, earlier on we talked about uh, simple things about real estate. It was real estate, and then it was uh, having asking questions. Asking the right questions, right? 5 or 6 questions that we pose. What is real estate? Okay, how much percentage of millionaires is real estate responsible for? Um, does everyone participate in real estate? True or false? What is the average home ownership age? Um, through the different classes of society, from lower class to upper class, everyone is pooled in the same statistical group. And so what is the average age of home ownership? How can a person house hack or start their investment portfolio? How to identify, question 6, that was question 5. 6, how to identify a good deal and do market analysis. Now, we just having a conversation, and the understanding is conversation changes the situation, right? If I'm having these conversations, then I'm moving in the direction of the things that add value to my life, the specific thing that's responsible for 80 to 90% of millionaires. I'm moving towards that. I'm moving towards lucrative habits. Okay? It's just a matter of having these conversations. If I'm not having these conversations, if I'm talking about the latest TV show, who's popping in the pop industry, music, who's doing this, who's doing that, if that's what I'm talking about, the latest fashion, I mean, you can talk um, about these things, but when you are really focused on something and you're pursuing something, then you immerse yourself into that information, right? And this is a perfect segue into this part. So we talk about these 6 questions that we posed earlier. These cars driving is yada yada yada, right? As we talk about these questions, and the focus being real estate, the focus being posing, asking questions, right? The catalyst for all of this coming together and all of this working is mindset. Yeah, does that make sense? The catalyst for everything coming together like a glue, and everything working, you know, simultaneously or synchronistically, rather, would be the word, right? It is mindset. It is the foundation on what we are building, and the foundation is mindset, right? The foundation is mindset. So a lot of times individuals might pose a question. They might ask, well, you know, how do I attain or get my first deal that's in my price range, that's in my budget, right? And the question that is to be posed before that is, what mindset do I currently have? What's my mindset? What's the mindset that I'm currently rocking with? You know, what's the mindset that I'm rocking with? Okay, before we start going into like the book that I gave earlier, which is the Real Estate Investing Bible, and networking with the right people, right? Because question number 5 that we posed earlier, which was how can a person house hack or start their real estate investment portfolio? And the answer to that question is get next to people who's already doing it. For example, right? This is what it says in Real Estate Rehab Investing Bible. This is what it says. It says, you will want to align yourself with people who have achieved success on the road you are now traveling. But that's with any industry. That's not just real estate. That's with any industry. You will want to align yourself with people who have achieved success on the road you are traveling. A lot of your networking will involve finding individuals who have been where you want to go, and those who can get you help on your way there, right? So a lot of networking will involve finding individuals who have been where you want to go, and that's key. That's key. Again, that's question number 5. How can a person house hack or start their real estate investment portfolio? Right? Alignment with the people who have already done that. So not to overexert any information, but I think that's a perfect start. You're looking and you're saying, I want to get into this. 80 to 90% of real estate, of millionaires, happens through real estate. Real estate is responsible for that. How can I get into this industry? How can I not be just on the consuming side? How can I not just be on the tenant side? How can I beat the curve of the statistic that says the average homeowner age is 40? And I'm now 35 and I want to, get my first property. I'm under 35. I'm under 40. I want to get my first deal. Heck, I'm under 45 and I want to get my first deal, right? How can I go about doing that? It will be a mindset. 1. It will be networking with people who have already done that. So let's start the conversation, man. Let's start the conversation. That's all this is about. Starting the conversation, because at the beginning and the end of the day, we deserve the world. Peace and power, love and light. Let's go.